Hi, let's read another book together. Wonders of the Forest, written by Francine Sabine, illustrated by Michael Willard. It is cool and dark in the forest. Here and there, a thin ribbon of sunlight shines through the trees. A purple finch sings a pretty song. A bright eyed chipmunk dashes across the ground. It is summer. The leaves of the tall trees make a thick green roof over the tree. This roof of leaves is called the canopy. The canopy shades everything under it. Squirrels play in the canopy. They leap from one tree to another, like acrobats in the circus. Smaller trees grow under the canopy of the tall trees. This part of the forest is called the understory. Many kinds of birds build their nests in the forest's understory. Here they are protected from the wind and sun and from the eyes of the hungry hawks and owls. Below the understory are blueberry bushes, mountain laurels, and other shrubs. This part of the forest is called the shrub lair. Here, forest animals find food and shelter. Many things grow on the forest floor: ferns, moss, mushrooms, skunk cabbage, and wildflowers. This part of the forest is called the herb lair. Summer is a busy season in the forest. Trees use sunlight and rain to make the food they need to grow. The animals that live in the forest are also busy in the summer. A young fawn nibbles on sweet green plants. The mother doe stands close by. A snake glides along the ground. A salamander peeps out from under a rock, ready to capture a beetle. There are many insects living on and under the forest floor. Insects help keep the forest clean. A termite, which looks like a little white ant, is one of these cleaners. It tunnels into a fallen tree and lives there. It eats the dead wood. Another forest cleaner is the millipede. The millipede looks like a small brown worm with many pairs of legs. Its favorite food is dead leaves. Earthworms eat bits of dead plants on and under the ground. They also dig tunnels in the ground. These tunnels keep the soil loose, which helps plants to grow. Among the many plants in the forest, there is one that is not green. This is the strange looking fungus plant. There are many different kinds of fungus plants as a group. They are called fungi. The mushroom you eat is a kind of fungus. Most of the fungi in the forest are not safe for people to eat, although these same plants are safe for many of the forest creatures to eat. There are thousands of different fungi in the forest. The bracket fungus looks like seashells growing on fallen trees. The Indian pipe is a waxy white plant that has tiny fungi growing on its roots. The fungi helps it to get food from the soil. The morel fungus with its lacy head grows on the ground. All fungi help turn rotting plants into rich soil where new plants will take roots and grow. There are other living things on the forest floor. They are so small that we cannot see them without a microscope. They are called bacteria. Bacteria help change dead animals and plants into minerals. Trees and shrubs use these minerals to grow. The summer forest is filled with the hum and buzz of insects and the whisper of wind through the leaves. A twig snaps under a paw of a fox. The sound scares a rabbit and sends it scooting away. Rabbits spend most of their summer days eating. They feed on fresh green leaves and twigs. The rabbit's soft fur is brown in the summer. When winter comes, the fur will turn white. The white fur makes a rabbit hard to see in the snow, and this hides it from enemies. One of the rabbit's worst enemies is the fox, a clever hunter. The fox feeds on rabbits, mice, and other small animals. Fox pups are born in the spring. In a month, their parents begin to teach them the ways of the forest. The pups learn to climb trees, to hunt, and to move quietly and quickly. Raccoons leave their nest at night to hunt. They like all kinds of food: small animals, toads and frogs, insects and worms, berries and nuts. Most raccoons nest in tree holes. As autumn comes to the forest, the green leaves turn yellow, red, orange, and brown. Long before they fall on the earth, to the earth, now sunlight shines through the leafless branches. The days grow shorter and the air is crisp and cool. Acorns rain from oak trees onto the forest floor. These nuts are a favorite food of most forest animals. Squirrels get ready for winter by burying thousands of acorns in the ground. They will dig up the acorns and eat them all through the cold months. But squirrels do not find every acorn they bury. Some of these acorns will take root and become oak trees next spring. Many birds leave the forest in autumn. They fly south to warmer places where there is food for them. This is called migration. When the last of the migrating birds leave the forest, winter is close at hand. The forest in winter is a cold, silent place. A blanket of snow covers the ground. A bright red cardinal perches on the green needled branch of a spruce tree. A soft eyed deer chews on the bark of a young birch tree. Animal tracks dot the snow. Four tiny paw prints and a thin line made by the tails show where a deer mouse has passed. The black bear makes the largest paw prints in the forest. The print is 9 inches long. Bears sleep a lot in winter. They may sleep for a few days or more than a week at a time. Then, if the day is not too cold, they wake up and leave their dens to look for food. When it gets cold again, they go back to sleep. This is called hibernating. Some animals sleep all winter long. This is called hibernation. Woodchucks and ground squirrels do this. They curl into a ball and do not wake up until warm weather returns. Winter is a hard time for the trees and shrubs of the forest. Strong winds and icy storms snap their branches. Some trees and shrubs die because they cannot get water from the frozen soil. But in early spring, while the trees are bare, the patches of snow still lie on the ground. New plants begin to appear. Sunlight streams through leafless branches, warming the soil. Wild flowers send up small green spikes. Spring brings color to the forest: purple, violet, rose colored lady slippers, and yellow touch-me-nots. This beauty lasts a very short time before the greens and browns of the forest take over. The days grow longer, the buds of trees and shrubs start to open. Tiny pale green leaves appear. Many sounds are heard in the spring forest. A male spring pepper sits on the ground and sings. This frog is just a bit over 1 inch long, but his song can be heard almost a mile away. He sings by forcing air from his lungs into a balloon of skin at his throat. The spring pepper is calling to a female pepper. Soon they will mate. The female will lay eggs in a small forest pond. In 3 weeks, tadpoles will hatch from the eggs. Spring is the time of birth. Birds build nests and lay eggs. Millions of insects are born every day. Four baby skunks take their first steps away from their den. When a female opossum gives birth, her babies are so tiny that 20 could fit into a small spoon. When they are 10 weeks old, they leave their mother's pouch and climb onto her back. She will carry them there until they are ready to be on their own. Every year, the forest grows and changes. A fire may burn down many huge oak trees, but soon young pine trees begin to rise where the oak once stood. In the years to come, new oaks will take root and reach for the sunlight. One day they will take back and the land from the pine trees. They will again make a canopy of leaves above the forest. Insects will eat the leaves, birds will eat the insects, and the life of the forest will go on. Beautiful book. Have you guys ever been to a forest? Tell me in the comment section. I will see you guys again with another wonderful book. Bye.